one thing I want to share real fast, when you're looking to book a flight, and Rick and I were talking about this morning, and you cannot find, you find a cheaper price on, your YTB site, which is powered by Priceline. So if you go to Priceline and you see the same price, go ahead and book it. It is okay. YTB, it's pennies, if anything, for flights. Flights don't pay a great commission. So you don't want to not book it on other websites, because flights, I'm telling you, the airlines have it locked up and they are not paying great commissions. That's why back in the olden days, the brick and mortar travel agents would tack on a good $18, if not more, so they could make a commission when they book somebody's flight. Some airlines, even now, if you go directly to them and you talk to one of their booking agents to book your flight over the phone, they will charge you $25 a ticket. So that's why a lot of people are moving to the internet and being really comfortable booking their flights. But book wherever you find the cheapest price. Right now, the airlines are really taking advantage of the fact that folks are wanting to travel. They're trying to recoup the money that they lost last year. So they are really, some of the airlines and some of the places that you're going, it's pretty pricey. And even if on our website, on our Surge membership site, if it's more expensive there, go where the best price is. And what you can do is you can send a copy of your reservations, your ticket, to Surge and receive your reward credit. So you're not going to be missing out. Of course, if you book through YTB, you would get commissions, but like I said, commissions don't allow anything. And then too, if you book with YTB, you can then turn around and send your reservations, your ticket to Surge and still receive reward credits. So it's just a win-win all around. So you definitely want to take advantage of that, because airline tickets right now, you really have to do some shopping around to find the best deal. I know Rick and I, for our trip to California, which we took, oh my goodness, it seems like it was months ago, but I know it was just a couple of weeks ago. So our trip on the 4th to California, we went directly to American Airlines because of the timing. We wanted to leave a certain time and return a certain time. And Surge wasn't not showing that. And I think it was probably a few dollars more on Surge, but we went directly to American Airlines to have the flexibility of the time. And so we can now send that into Surge and receive the reward credits. The same thing for Houston. We booked on Frontier because of the timing and the pricing, and we can turn that in. We're heading to St. Kitts in October. We booked that up directly with American Airlines, and we too can take those. So anytime you're looking to find a good rate, don't hesitate. There are a lot of different things going on right now because there's an air war in pricing going on. Airlines are trying to recoup the money that they did not make in 2020. So just look for it and know that you're going to get the best price, still get your reward credits, and keep moving on. So I was talking to somebody yesterday and I told her that because it makes no sense to lose a sale or anything because your website's not working or the price is higher on your website. No, go wherever the prices are the lowest and then turn around and send it in so you can at least receive your reward credit. So either way, it's a win-win. Right now, I haven't seen that with the car rentals, because when we rented a car to go to different places in California, ours was still better. we had the better rate on cars because some of these car rentals, cars are going up as high as $150 a day. And I'm quite sure you all remember when we were able to rent a car for, $150 for the week. So now it's really interesting when everything is going on as far as travel is going. But the bottom line, travel is still going. People are still traveling. And someone made a statement on Facebook a couple of weeks ago saying the airlines are going crazy. These prices are ridiculous. And then I made a statement, but you're still going to travel. So people will complain, but if you want to go somewhere, you're going to pay it and you're going to go because they have the lock on it. They control it. And there's no other way unless you decide that you're going to rent a boat if you want to go across the ocean or you're just going to drive cross country. But now with the gas pricing, you just walk by. So it's really an interesting situation, but it's fun because people are still going to travel. And we were also talking about about timing, and we're going to be doing training this Saturday on income producing activities. And if your business is not growing the way you want it to grow, look at the income producing activities you're doing. And we're going to share what those are. And really, it's exposing your business. It's sharing your business. How many new people are getting an idea as to what you do? We have so many people that are active in Surge that don't even know what they have in their hands. Because if they knew what they had in their hands, they would be exactly where they want to be in their Surge 365 business. So you can sell membership. If you find someone, I don't want to build a team, I don't want to, but now we have this membership site that you can sell for $79. Somebody can come in, they can take the training. It's a required act. It's just a few minutes on the Zoom. And then they have 30 days to play around with it, book flights, book vacations, do book cruises, whatever you want to do, to realize and share it to as many friends as 7 friends. So you now receive the $500 to upgrade and have your membership. So you don't have to share it with other folks. You can just have your membership and save money. So that's what we did before. We were selling more of memberships to people who would say they didn't want to build a business. And that's fine. You don't have to build a business. But if you have a travel membership and you're helping and you're saving money on your travel, and you know friends who are traveling, wouldn't you want to share with them, oh, I got this great travel membership that I'm loving. If you guys want one, blah, blah, blah. So it's all the ways you look at it. There's so many different ways that you can share your business with other folks. You can sell memberships to other folks. You can sell the whole marketing compensation plan with other people. It's how you look at it and then how you expose your business. So Rick's going to share what he's doing, and I think he's going to put it on our group page, because if you're not exposing your business to people, your business is not going to grow, because that's how your business grows. But other people seeing what you're doing and then making up in their mind if it's something that they want to do. And so there's so many different avenues to ask people to look at your business, to share your business with others, even to send out a Vortex site, and that's free. So you can have people sign up for your Vortex site. I received a check from YTB because my YTB site is blrtravel.com, and that has been out there for years. And when people go and book on my YTB site, it's like they're booking on Priceline. So those are the types of savings that they're getting. I don't even have to go in there and put in the booking and all that. Now, if I do a cruise, I can do that, and then I can get the commission that way. But if someone books directly on your site, on your YTB site, the computer takes care of it all. And then you just receive your commission once a month, or once the what is that called? Once the trip is completed. So there are so many different ways that you can work your business. You can be a travel agent. The thing is, you just have to work your business. You have to do something. It would be great if we could sit on our, yes, go ahead.
You know, and I'm still in Cleveland, but some of the things that you are saying are absolutely correct with this travel and some of the pricing. My experience was the prices were higher coming, and because I was not sure what my return date was going to be, I went one way. But for a long time now, the prices on our YTB sites for flights have been cheaper. And the disparity between the days and the travel, I was looking to book my return flight, and for the same flight, it was one-way ticket back to Seattle was over $1,000. And then so I was patient and I waited and I searched daily, and returning flight on a Tuesday, I found the same ticket for $133. So
wow,
and this is some of the testimony we can share because we're doing it. And at the same time, the inventory for the rental cars, what happened there was when the COVID hit, all of the rental car agencies sold off their inventory because it wasn't going to make them any money sitting there for a year and a half. So now it's not really even post-COVID, but once people are coming back out to travel, the prices are sky high. So you're right. It depends on what the source, but we have multiple sources. We have the Vortex. We have our Wholesale Travel Club membership, and that is so cool that you can book it offsite and go back and get your reward credits. It doesn't get any better. So be patient when you're doing your search, and check all of your sources, because that right there, over $1,000 versus $133, I'll take it. Back to you, Brenda.
Isn't that something though, Glenn? Because if you just said, "Oh man, this is ridiculous," and paid $1,000, it's like, take your time. And I think that's what happens with people. And Rick and I, we love that. We go back and forth, and we'll check this and we'll check that, and we'll go over here and see what it is there. And that's just like what you did. You get the cheaper price. Go ahead.
And in addition to that, a person will look at the $1,000 and say, "Oh, this business don't work." Not realizing options. You have options, and then there's timing, and those prices can change in a second, from low to high, high to low, and you cannot ever make a decision immediately on whatever you see. You always you can't get frustrated. Whatever you see, just know that you have the flexibility to see, everything that's out there. And you have so many options. The toughest part about the business is being able to understand that you have so many options and you don't have to settle for nothing. Back to you.
Well, also,
that's Rick, so true.
I would also add that it's not that they see $1,000, they don't understand the business. Just have no background briefing on it. That's where that $79.
Yes,
and Brenda,
that's true.
That's some of the things that have kept Glenn and I in place. We actually use our business. We go in here, we're excited about it, we're learning it, and we know we have several platforms within the 3 companies, and it is amazing, like Vax Vacations. To our new people that are here, you have to take time to put aside some time into your business if you plan to build a career as a travel agent. There's no getting around it. You have to sit down and decide that I'm going to make this a career choice. I like it. I would like others to benefit from what I'm learning over here. And I'm going in here. I remember when we first came in here in 2007, we sat down for about a week and we were in there going page to page to page. We were like fired up because it was like, we have access to all this. And that was in 2007. So imagine now when we have, I mean, you know what, we are not limited by Surge or YTB. We are the travel industry. When people really understand, there's no limits here. You can go anywhere in this industry. Like yesterday, on a training with the Jamaica Tourism Board, OMG, and they opened up some beautiful, they're sharing these excursions that they put together for us to come to Ocho Rios, and it is like $179 for 3 excursions. I'm like, people, learn your business. It will pay you. And that's a 20% commission right there. And they're waiting. They're excited to receive us. They have everything in place. And then today, a destination travel, like a trade show, is active. So whatever you decide to do with your company, own it. Own it. Enjoy it. Use it, though. Just like what Glenn was talking about. He went in there. He did that. He looked for those prices. It takes patience. Okay. This is not, we've been here since 2007. I like to say that because we're here for the long haul. We're building a business, generational wealth here. We didn't come here to say, oh, I just want to book some travel. But if that's you, that's fine. That's your choice. But for us, we're building a legacy here that we can pass down for 3 generations to our children. And we love this. This is what we're doing. We're traveling the world and showcasing people that, you know what? There's staycations right here in Seattle we haven't begun to touch. It is absolutely incredible and phenomenal what you have in your hand. For $79, are you kidding me? Back to Brenda.
Wow, that's awesome. You have to be a product of your product. Ed, did you want to say something? I don't know if he got off or not. But yeah, that is so true. You have to be a product of your product. And the way you do that is you play around. That's why we tell people, even if you're not going anywhere, put a trip together. What if you were going to go to Hawaii? Just put it together. And another thing, you know, we have to make sure, and I'm speaking to myself too, you have to keep doing those affirmations. You have to keep speaking positive on what you want out of life, because your business is not where you want it to be. So you have to remember, just like you're becoming a product of your product. For example, Rick and I were talking earlier today, and in Charleston, South Carolina, that's my hometown, and the Air Force Base there, they go everywhere. I mean, that Air Force Base, when we took a hop back in 2016 from Germany back to Charleston, and then we hung out with my father for a week, that airport, I mean, they were going everywhere. They had all these flights lined up on their board. They were going to Hawaii. They were going to Hong Kong. They were going to Tokyo. They were going all these great places, but we had already been gone for 5 weeks, and we did not, we couldn't just hop on another plane and go. We could have, but we had other obligations. So we're thinking, okay, that is such a great experience to fly on the hop. It's really great. I mean, it's free. You might have to pay maybe $30 for a meal or something. And that's for the 2 of us. That's just not a one. That's $15 or $7 if you're going to have a meal on the flight. But you have the option with Surge 365 as your business. You can fly hops, but you can work your business to where you can fly first class and not have to be trying to figure it out, because it's not a simple task. I mean, you don't walk in there and say, okay, I want to book and go here. You have to be there. You have to log on to this Space A website. So it takes a little bit of maneuvering. And the same thing with our business. It takes time for you to know all of what you have. But your business is the platform for you to decide, do I want to fly Space A for the experience? Yeah, do it. It's fun. If you're retired Air Force and you want to get on there, it was definitely fun. We enjoyed it, and we would do it again because it was fun. And then, but to have the option, in the other hand, with your business, to say, oh, they're going to Tokyo. Let's go. Let's grab our bag and just go. And then you get to Tokyo, and they're not going back to where you want to go. And you say, oh, well, let's stay here at the Hilton for a week, and then let's book first class to go back to wherever we want to go. So that's what your business allows you to do, is to have the option on how you want to fly and where you want to fly to. So that's the whole thing within life. And what
Brenda,
happens to us. Yes, go ahead, girl.
Let me speak to that, because we are those people. We did that. When we came into YTB in 2007, we got on a plane, went home to enroll our family, and we were on our way back. We took the hop. We were on our way back, and there was nothing coming to Seattle. So what was open? Hawaii. And my brother was in Hawaii, and we looked at each other. We made a call home, like, we're going to Hawaii. Oh, we were in Hawaii for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, right? But when we got to Hawaii, we signed up the family in Hawaii, all right? So we ran around in Hawaii, checked it out, had a great time. It was absolutely phenomenal. You have to visit if you have not seen that beautiful place. But here's the clincher. When we returned home, because we were over here as agents in YTB, there was a $2,000 check on our table. Is anybody in the house?
Nice. Yeah.
Back to you, Brenda.
Isn't that lovely?
You know,
and that's what this. Oh man.
That's awesome. You know, that's man, and you know, you talk about it, Chantel, all the time. Legacy. You're putting the time in now to have options in your future, and you don't want to wait until your future is here before you start moving to make, you know, to put things in place. You're doing that now. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were saying, you know, that's coming into business, and he was saying, well, how did you guys do during the pandemic? You know, when nobody was traveling. I said, the work that we put in prior to the pandemic, we had residual income that you know, just kept coming even during the pandemic. But had we not put that work in, so you don't know what is going to come in your life in the future, you know, that's gonna press you, you know, to where it reduces your options. And that's why right now is the best time to put the effort in and the time. And by the way, hats off to Deborah Smith, and congratulations, you know, on sharing the opportunity and someone hearing you. And so congratulations, Deborah. And that is the effort, though, that you put in now so that you can be secure for your future. Who knew that the pandemic would happen? But Brenda and I, we had residual income. And of course, we were still doing things and still working and keeping the team encouraged and all that. But you don't know what your future is, you know, and you want to put that time and effort in now so that you're not crammed because you have no options. And we were just talking about that this morning, that people who miss going to college or are doing those things when they're younger to secure their future, to have Social Security when they retire, all those things that people missed out on younger because of whatever reason. And then coming to a place in their life as they get older where their options are reduced. And we all know that feeling of being stuck because you have no options. See, that's why for me, I'm like, you know what? I got to make sure that I have options and do the things that that will keep me free. You know, there's a lot of people over the next 5, 10 years, if not sooner, that are going to be stuck big time. And they're going to feel that frustration of not having planned out their future. And we was talking about that this morning. This business is a retirement plan. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that's true. Yeah, we were talking about that. And what you want to do now is you want to think about where you want to be 3 months, 6 months, a year from now. Because when you do those affirmations and when you put that energy out, it's coming back to you. So however you expose your business, when you do that on a consistent basis, it's stirring the pot. You know, something just like Rick will tell the story, and it's a past when he went and volunteered in the community after after leaving a really good job. Then the business, on the other hand, started exploding because he was doing something else. But he was doing something. He was stirring the pot. He was getting the energy going. And that's what we have to do. See, it's so easy to get into a rut, into a routine. It is so easy to do that because it's comfortable. I can speak for myself. Man, I could sit on my couch and play my games for hours because it's relaxing. It's my mind. And then when I run out of lives, I go to another game, and because I'm not going to pay to play, but I'll go to another game. And then when I run out of lives, I'll go to another game. And I could keep doing that, and it is so relaxing for me, but it's not doing anything other than making me feel good right now at this time. And I'm not saying don't do those things because you need to relax, you need to take care. Self-care is very important. But you have to remember that you still have to do the other income-producing activities. So what I also do is I got my little phone number on Clubhouse, and I have on Clubhouse, thanks for following me. Here's your free Vortex site. So I put that on Clubhouse. Then I'll go and I'll just call in and sit my face there, and they always pop up and want me to talk, and I can say no or yes. And then if I do say yes, they want me to talk, I have the mic. Now they're telling people to follow you. So boom, I got people following me. I have people going and getting my free Vortex site. They book on that. I'm going to make money. That's one way that I'm doing to stir the pot. So even though I'm playing on the game, I also am doing that little Clubhouse thing to stirring the pot, to doing the income producing activity. That's a slow way to do it, but it's moving. It's doing something. It's creating energy. It's making things flow. So you have to then, on the other hand, Rick's doing what he does on the way he's sending out and exposing people and doing his income producing activity. And so we have all these different things going, and that's what you have to do. So yeah, if you're doing something that's relaxing and you like doing it, if you're clicking through all these likes on Facebook and somebody asks a question, throw in there, oh yeah, I love to travel. Here's my website. It's easy. It's simple. It's no big deal. You go to different clubs on Facebook and someone's talking about something, throw in there, I love to travel. I do this. My business is this. It's a way of exposing your business. So if you start thinking that way, more ideas and thoughts will come to your mind. And when they come, just do it. Nothing bad is going to happen. And I think there's a fear of rejection that we all have. And what we have to understand is it's okay. It might not be their time, but at least you have put it out there. And then you have no idea, tomorrow might be their time. Rick has been doing his income producing activities. And one lady said, Rick, I had 2 people who passed away in my life, but I will get back to you on this. When he didn't hear from her, it wasn't like, oh, nobody's coming in. No, it's like, whatever, it's not her time. Last week, it was not her time. Next week, it's her time. She wants to hear. She'll come in. So when you start thinking like that, and when you start doing those income producing activities, and look, it's easier than losing weight working your business, but you just have to do it. Nobody's asking you to run 10 miles a day, but we're asking you to do something, whatever you're comfortable doing, to expose your business.
So Brenda,
and when you start thinking, yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, honey. It's good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, I had made a commitment to myself with the call that we did, 2 or 3 weeks ago, that I would do something in stirring the pot. And so just to share what I'm doing, which is really interesting, because I said, if I don't expose my business, nobody knows I'm in business. And I've got almost 5,000 friends on Facebook. And I said, I'm gonna do something really, really just, kind of chill and at my pace. And I'm gonna contact 5 people in their inbox a day, every day. And so I went to my friends list, and I looked at the names, and for the folks who, I like their things, they like my things, I kind of like them. And so I wrote their names down in a composition notebook. And so I went up to where I've got like 3 or 4 pages of names. And so I said, okay, starting at the first one, I'm going to do 5 a day, and I'm going to send them a message about my business. And so I wrote up a little message from my heart, and you can write up a little message of what you want to say from your heart. And so that I don't get contacted by the Facebook police, I said, I'm just going to do 5 a day, and I'm going to send out this message to 5 people a day and personalize it, put their first name in a statement that is a canned statement for each one of them, but just personalizing it with their first name. And so I said, blank the name. And I said, for me, of course, blessings. I know you are pretty focused. I need your help. We're growing. The demand for travel is huge. I'm looking for people who want to be their own boss, love to travel, enjoy tax write-offs, and want to build financial independence. If you or anyone you know would be interested in more info, please let me know. Appreciate any referrals. Thanks, Rick. And so I'm sending that message to 5 people every single day. And I'm just going through the list no matter who they are. Sometimes you have that list of names that's like, oh no, I'm going through the list, not caring, who they are, what position they hold. I'm just going through the list, 5 a day, 5 a day, 5 a day, at whatever time of day, and just making sure that I'm going through 5 a day. And the response has been so interesting. And like Brenda was saying, in stirring the pot, I'm getting people that don't give a response at all, but they know what I do. If they don't respond at all, it's okay. And they're still on Facebook, and we're still liking each other's stuff. It's okay. And I said, well, those who will come to me will come to me at the timing of whatever it is. And so I'm not worrying about anything. There's no feelings if they don't respond. It's okay. And then I'm getting people who are responding, which is so interesting. Like Brenda said, one lady said, I had 2 people pass away. I'm going to take a good look at the information. One lady said, I'm getting involved in something else. If it doesn't work out, I'm definitely going to contact you. Other people are saying, hey, I'm going to send you referrals. I had a heavy hitter say, I'm going to send you referrals, Rick. I see what you're doing on, and so I'm stirring that pot, and everybody's timing is different. Even like think about ourselves when we came into the business, it was the perfect time. Our eyes were opened for whatever reason, whether it was our job or family or financial situation or just wanting to travel. Everybody is there. But one of the things I committed to myself is I'm going to make sure that, especially during this period, people know what I do. And so that when they're ready, and I removed all emotion away from their response. And so it's okay if they don't respond. It's okay, whatever they say, it's okay. No one has sent me anything that says, don't contact me again. And if they did, it's okay. It's okay. And so what can you do to let people know that you're in business? Because I'll tell you, this is the perfect time coming at the end of this pandemic, like Glenn was saying, which is not even over yet. But we know that with the travel prices that are getting higher, and our surge business membership prices lower than the higher prices, always relative than whatever the highest prices are. The Vortex, Brenda still gets checks from the Vortex. She gets checks from YTB. And but now is the time. What can you do? And I mean, I can share, if anybody wants more information, I can share specifically, more details of what I'm doing. But if you want a copy of the whatever, but it's whatever is in your heart, which will work. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that's true. And see, the thing about that, when Chris put this little thing out for National Builders, because we're going to his home at the end of the month, they sent out a spreadsheet. And, we're kind of chill. We do what we want when we want, so, and we're happy, we're content. And that's another thing that can flip you up too, when you get complacent and you get happy and you're good, everything's good. You eat what you want to eat, you travel where you want to travel. There's no sense of urgency. And when you find yourself in that position, you're happy. So why would you do something that you're not comfortable doing? So when Chris put the challenge out there for the National Builders, it's like, oh, okay, well, what are we gonna do? And it was so interesting because we're really content, we're happy, we travel, we eat where we want, we go where we want. Our kids are grown, we don't even have any grandbabies to spoil right now, so it's okay. But then when that challenge came, well, I'm not gonna do anything that I'm not comfortable doing. So what are you comfortable doing? So I put that out there to the team, to everyone. Challenge yourself. What are you going to do? Yes, make it something that you're comfortable doing, just like Rick. He's comfortable and he makes sure. And it's so interesting because we'll be laughing and talking and he'll say, oh, gotta go get my 5 names out, before the day's over. And he goes and he gets his 5 names out. So what are you comfortable doing? But you just have to do something. And if you're comfortable right now and things are going good in your life, that's great. I'm happy for you. But you cannot forget your goals. You cannot forget your dreams. You cannot forget that you want to leave a legacy for your children. Juliet's granddaughters are set. These young ladies literally can grow up and do whatever they want to do. And all of our children can. But if they decide that they have the grades to get into Harvard, it's not going to be an issue for Juliet to pay for them to go there. They're not going to have to look for a scholarship to go to Purdue or Yale or Howard or whatever university they want to go to, because Juliet can pay for it now. And if they decide to take a gap year, which I still don't understand a gap year, but if they decide to take a gap year and just mountain climb or just walk across Europe, Juliet can pay for them to do that. So she literally has established something for her grandchildren. And she started the business for her children so they can go to college. So Jessica can continue to ride horses because that was her passion. See, we can't forget, just because we are comfortable, that we want to leave something for our grandchildren. We don't want them to have to go through any hardship that we went through. We want them to appreciate life. Of course, you don't want to spoil them too much. You want them to appreciate life. You want them. I saw Darlene. I thought that was so cute, where she was baking with her granddaughter. That's some fun stuff. And so you want to continue to work your business so you can leave a legacy. So you cannot forget your dreams. Why did you come in the business? You came in so when your child, grandchild, whatever, graduates from high school, you can give them keys to a nice 2022, 2023, whatever it is, car for them to get around in.
So Ben.
And it's yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, again, sorry for cutting you off there. I was going to say, what was I going to say? Aside from Darlene pound cake that I wanted some to go with some. But right, Darlene. And so, but I was, excuse me, when Chris was talking on the National Builder Call, he was telling us, he says, it's all about exposure. He said, and it's the law of large numbers, as Juliet says all the time. And a lot of times what we do is, we talk to 5 people, 3 people, and expect that, that represents all the people that we know, and it's not true. And if we
they're all going to come in,
and that they're all going to come in, or if they all say no, we're depressed. But it's only like 3 people, 5 people, 10 people, 50. The more no's, as Deborah was saying, she's counting those no's because she knows that the yeses are on the other side. And what I'm doing with the 4,000 plus people is 5 a day. And that's a pace. So after Chris was talking, he says, Rick, well, to the team, it's all about exposures and the number of exposures that you have and allowing the people to sort themselves. And then he said he had to, when he was really heavy recruiting, Chris Coakley, President Coakley, Dr. President Coakley, he said that he had to trick himself with whatever motivation. And so as you was talking about the different motivations that we have to do the things that we want to get done, whether it's our family, whether it's leaving a legacy, what can you use to trick yourself in your mind? Because it's all in our mind. And, what can you use to trick yourself into saying, okay, I'm doing this for that. And that thing that is so emotionally implanted in your heart that will cause you to say, okay, I'm overriding fear. I'm overriding the fear of no. I'm overriding the fear of rejection. I'm overriding all of that. Every single person has something in them that will trigger action. We have to look within ourselves and say, what is that thing within me that will trigger me beyond my comfort zone to do something, knowing that people will benefit? Like you said, for Juliet, it was her children. She was willing to sleep in her car while she was working this business for her children's future. And look what she accomplished. She buys an island. Her kids, like you said, are set for life. But she put herself in that position to inconvenience herself for that, relatively speaking, short period of time to enjoy the benefits now. And when you look at that, boy, it's like, man, I can't pass up this ideal opportunity on the tail end of this pandemic where everybody's traveling. And the industry is abusing them, raising the price. And I have the perfect tool. We have opportunities in life. This is one of those opportunities. Back to you.
And talking about Juliet, for the folks are winners, yay! Chantel and Glenn going to Costa Rica. When we went to Costa Rica, from the time we got off the plane, we was treated like royalty. Jessica was waiting there speaking in Spanish, got the taxis, took us to the resort. They just took our luggage. Our luggage was in the room when we got there. There was food everywhere. Everything was for us. I mean, Juliet had it laid out for us. And we've gone a couple of times. We've won different things that Juliet put together. Then she has these excursions for you to go on. Then she has a little bit of training here and there. And, Juliet's all about income producing activities. So she treats you, she treats you so and then it's all on her dime. She's paying for all of this. So when you see these people who have won, I don't know how it works out with the flight. I don't know if the flight's included. It wasn't when we went. We paid for our own flight, but everything else was included from the time you got there. And then you decide when you want to have dinner. And one night she had everybody have dinner at this one restaurant. We have a picture of all of us together at a table, just laughing and talking. I got to talk to her son, Matt. He is such a funny guy. He was sitting next to me and I said, every channel on the TV is in Spanish. And I don't understand what they're saying. And he started laughing. He said, well, why don't you learn Spanish while you're here? You know, so it was just so much fun laughing and talking with them and just to have that experience. And I thought, man, I want to do this for my team. I want to be able to put, event together where everybody comes. And I want to do this for my family. I want to put a family reunion together where everybody comes, no matter how many people are in their family, and they pay $200. And even if they have, 6 or 8 kids, they are paying $200. Even if they just have one kid, they pay $200. And we all come together to an all-inclusive place and have a great time. Those things have not changed. Whatever you thought about, the reason why you came into business, it has not changed. What you have to do is remember it. That's why saying those affirmations and doing what you need to do to stay focused on what you want and the numbers game, that has not changed. So if you're not putting out, so Rick averages, what's that, Rick? 25, because you don't do it on Sunday. So 25 to 30 exposures a week. And Chris did this whole number thing. You send out, let's say you expose 100 people. I don't remember the numbers that he gave, but out of that, boiling it down, how many will look at it, how many will go all the way through the process, and how many will come on board. But that's 3 more people in your business that wasn't if you did not expose your business 100 times. So even if you, I don't know, 100 people, yes, you do. How many people on Facebook that knows you, that you like their comment? Start there. And then that's what Rick's doing. He's not even thinking about the fact that, oh, that guy is always in Europe, he won't be interested. No, he likes your pictures, you like his pictures. Send him a quick little IM if you're in instant messaging, if you're on Instagram, or just message him if you're on Facebook. This is how a lot of people are exposing their business. I get little notes like that on my DM now from different people in Clubhouse. Oh, I saw you on Clubhouse. I want to know if you have some time. That's how a lot of people are exposing their business now, because of people were locked down, so they didn't get to interact with folks. They're all going to the internet. And there's a lot of people who are looking for what we have. But if you're not exposing it to them, how do they know? So, and we have Rick, what's her, Dolly, Rick's cousin. She's in Punta Cana last week. How she got there, who she was with, we don't know. But she didn't use us, but it's okay. She's been to our house. She knows she's our cousin, our first cousin. So Rick likes her pictures on Punta Cana. I like her pictures on Punta Cana. She likes our pictures in California, but it's okay.
It's okay.
So you,
yeah,
it is okay.
It's okay. And so if you can emotionally remove yourself from any response, you'll be free. And those who will, and those who won't. And it's okay. If you don't get a response, you know that you at least have fired the first shot, that they know what you do, and that when it's their time, believe me, they will come to you when it's their time. Before it was my time, before it was your time, nobody could have told me nothing. It's like, I ain't trying to do nothing else. But when it was my time, when I let that job go, and it was like, oh Lord, what am I gonna do? Then I began to see, you can't even see until it's your time. They can't even see you until it's their time. And that's, everybody's got their own individual time. But if you put it out there, at least you know that you have put it out there so that when they're ready, that they'll come to you. And we was talking about that this morning. You can't even, because we were talking about going to Charleston, now that we've set up retirement and got residual income and have the business, we can work our business from anywhere. And so we can move to Charleston. Charleston has always been there. That Air Force base and all those flights have always, those space safe flights have always been there, but you can't even see something until it's your time to see it. So when you know that, prepare for your future, knowing that, and it's the same thing with other people. They can't even see you until it's their time to see you. When Brenda was talking about Charleston and moving to Charleston, I was like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Charleston has always been there. Everything that she was talking has always been there. Something triggered now to be able to see it. See, and you realize that that's how every single person you know is. They're in their time, they're in their own time zone. And what you're trying to do is, go ahead.
No, hello. Thank you for that. And thank you for the example of showing how to be consistent. Can you just do me a favor? Can you put in our group chat that blurb the different things you say? And I'm going to challenge myself one step at a time. Because sometimes you set goals, but you get so overwhelmed that you end up doing nothing. And then what happens? Actually doing nothing creates fear. So in order to get past the fear, you got to move. Action.
Yeah.
You gotta move. So if you could put that in the chat, and I'm gonna challenge myself for that. And I've really been listening to Bob Proctor. Is it Bob Proctor?
Yeah.
About
Yes.
And is it? Yeah. And going, because I'm going to the next level. I'm in the next level. Already know it. So, but you got to put the work in. So that's where I'm at, guys.
Yeah, you're so right. You're so right, Jackie. That's why I had to do it, because I would be fearful if I didn't. When we talked about it on that Thursday call, and like Brenda said, when Chris was talking to us, I was like, oh Lord, I gotta work. Okay, all right, let me go to work. Okay, what am I gonna do? You know, I don't necessarily like calling people per se and hearing their story and getting their response. So what can I do? And so I said, okay, this is what I can do. I got almost 5,000 friends. I'm going to do that. And so I sat down and I thought of a statement. And yes, Jackie, I'll put that on the group page and on our Miss inbox. And I said, okay, I'm going to go. A part of this is going through the list. A key part is going through your friends list and writing out the ones who you're interviewing, who you want to work with, going past the ones you don't even want to work with, and but writing those names specifically down in your composition notebook, and then saying, okay, this is the statement, their first name, paste it or copy it, and then making sure that you put their first name and then just pasting it in there, and then just doing that 5 times a day so you don't get tracked down by the Facebook police. And then just knowing that, like Brenda said, me personally, I don't do it on Sunday, but 6 days out of the 7-day week. And so that's 30 names a day. And then you could multiply by the months, by the week, and by the week. And then you can multiply that by the months. But these are the exposures. And so when I get a response from anyone, I'll write in that composition notebook next to their name, their response. Or if there's no response, I put no response. And but I know that I'm exposing my business, removed from the emotion of whatever the response is, to these many people per month. And that adds up. And I got 4,000 more names to go. And so it's all in the law of large numbers. But you're right, Jackie. Had I not taken that step, fear takes over where faith is, and fear becomes the predominant thing. And see, most people get instructions internally on what to do, and each time fear steps up and they don't do what they actually know to do, it starts to get bigger. That the fear replaces faith. But if you could find something easy to do, like for me, this is easy to do, and I'm just amazed at the response though. And so yeah, I'll share that. But the big key is going through your Facebook list and actually writing those names out. So Jackie, I'm proud of you though. Everything you say, you need to write a book. That's some powerful stuff.
You know what? Also, Rick, from what Jackie was saying, that's why I like James Clear. And I'm on his, so I get little quotes from him every day. And what James Clear talks about in his book, Atomic Habits, I'm looking right at it right now, Atomic Habits, he talks about starting off small. See, when we get ready to start, when we want to break a bad habit, we have to override it with a good habit. And we have to make sure the habit is small enough for us to start doing it. So 5 names a day is good for Rick because it's nothing for him to do that. You know, just send us out 5, boom, I'm done. You know, he's into those composition notebooks. Every time I go to Walmart, they're on sale right now for 50 cents. I always end up bringing home 4 or 5 of those because he just goes through those composition notebooks and he writes the name down. He writes the date down. He writes down the response, no response, response, you know, and you're creating a list. And then you go back and you put 5 more and so on, so on. So that's a great way to keep a track of what he's doing. And then also it's a small habit that he is beginning to do. So even for someone, 5 might be daunting. So try 3. What you want to do is you want to do what you're comfortable doing. And if it's small, it's good because you have started it. And then this way you do it again tomorrow. See, if we try to bite something really big, it's going to take a long time to chew it. Oh, we're chewing. 3 days done went by. We're chewing. But if we take a little nibble and we chew, we swallow, we digest, we're ready for another bite. So that's the same thing with the way James Clear talks about getting rid of a bad habit, overlaying it with a good habit. It has to be something small and simple that you can do without it being a challenge. That's just like if you're going to work out. I'm going to run 10 miles. You're going to run 10 miles and you ain't never run a mile in your life. It's not going to happen. So you have to start off by saying, I'm going to take 500 steps like Stacy did. Stacy had a surgery, and so she was bragging on Facebook that she did 500 steps. But Stacy, that's good. She just had major surgery. So you have to understand you have to start off small. Okay. So start off small. Yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, there's quite a few of my responses that I'm getting where they say, okay, I'm going to send you referrals. And so, okay. And I'm leaving it to that. I'm leaving the response to whatever the response is, not harping and jumping on people, because a lot of times.
Going back, where's your referral? I haven't received any yet.
I ain't received. Okay, you can do that, but I'm letting the system and the process flow. And the response has been very, very interesting, and letting that system, go ahead, that was on. And letting the system flow. And of course, it's challenging me more than challenging them. And even for those who are interested, being able to give them information without water hosing them information. And even knowing who is ready for a presentation and jumping on the presentation. I'm not inundating them with information because those who will come to you will come to you. Those who won't.
And you're not sending them the presentation either. And you're not sending them the presentation. Now you're asking a question.
If there's something, it depends. If someone is, depends on the response. Like one lady, she wanted to know, she said, what kind of people are you looking for? And so I sent her, the presentation and a statement, and so I'm knowing based on the response, I'm basically not just cookie cutter, give them this based on whatever they say. I'm judging and looking and seeing, based on the response. So if you've got some people and you do this, we're here to help you think through their response. You know, what kind of things should I send them? You know, and so I'm leading them to the water. Instead of pushing them and riding them hard to the water, now this is just me just doing this now. You know, I wasn't doing this before. And so everything is a learning process, but it's being willing to learn. It's being willing to listen to yourself and do what yourself tells you to do. You know, like they say, your body can heal yourself, from illnesses. Your body can lead you to well. If you listen to and be obedient to do what your body tells you to do, regardless of all the noise that you hear, like even me talking or anybody talking, you actually know the best way for you. If you can listen to that and be obedient to that, immediate obedience will lead to results, to what you hear inside. They say intuition is being able to listen within. Your intuition will lead you to your wealth. Back to you, Brenda.
That's true. Did somebody want to say something?
Yes. Wow. That was very powerful. Thank you, Jackie, for that. You know what? We are real people here. You just heard 7-figure earners sharing their real heart here. Rick and Brenda, you know what? They put in some work, but real people. And what I enjoyed today was hearing what he's doing and how he's feeling when he's doing it. Because a lot of us in here think, oh, Rick and Brenda, they just float through it all. It just comes like boom, boom, boom. They're real people. So you have to find what is that works for you. I can't do Rick. I can't even do Glenn. I have to do me, right? So I can flow in who I am. I can go in here and say, you know what? Oh, I see her. She needs to be encouraged. So I'll inbox her and say, how are you doing today? You doing okay? Or we go in our messenger group and it's someone's birthday. And then she says, I need to talk to you. And I call her. This is me. Okay. So you have to do you. But because I'm doing me, we got prayer out here that was urgent for a person that was seriously in trouble. But that's me. Who are you? What are you called here to do? Because you came with something. If you're in here, you have something. Don't count yourself out. You have something that we even need in this team. You have that. So don't count yourself out. That's just bugging me because I'm like, we're sitting here with some powerful leaders in our team. And if you could be leading, like my granddaughter's in there. And I was on here and she was listening. And I said, there were some dishes in the dishwasher. And I said, I'm over here with my business, on my business call with my business partners. And your granddad's on here. And then I showed her the faces of some of you. And I said, this is how this works. I said, we go in here and we're building a business so we can help you buy some of those nice things that you bought yesterday. That's because we were working over here in our business and we were able to go in our purse and pull that money out for you. I said, and the way that works for grandmother, there's some dishes in the dishwasher. So if you go here and help grandmother, then I can free myself up to go over here with my business partner. She went right in there and put those dishes away. We all have something. Don't count yourself. Mm-hmm. You have something. Use it. We're watching you. We're growing by watching each other. I'm getting all this joy by going on to social media and watching what's going on in your homes because that encourages all of us, right? To keep going, but don't count. You cannot count yourself out. I'm not going to let you. I'm not going to let you. Okay, because you're greater than that. Feel the fear because what's going on with me right now, and I'm going to be very upfront with you. The reason we're sitting in this contest right now because we felt the fear and we kept going. Because when you're getting ready to go to the next levels, and Rick and Brenda can tell you this, and all the rest of the leaders in here, you're going to start feeling this trepidation like, oh, yucky, I don't like that. Oh, I don't want to feel that. Oh, I'm going to run over here and I'm going to sit down for a few minutes. But guess what? I went in there and picked up the vision board. And on the vision board, 2010, I saw some things. I said, that was on there in 2010. You're right at the door of that in some other parts of our goals that we're doing. I was like, OMG, that's the importance of our vision. It shows you where you are and where you're going. and it encourages you to keep going. That's what we're doing. It's just simple, tiny steps. Take that step. Take the one step. Okay, call up Jackie. Jackie, how you doing? Call up this one. How you doing? We're partnering here together. We're not here by ourselves. That win that we had is for all of you. We didn't get here by ourselves. There is no way we could have done that without your help. No way. Back to you, Brenda.
Miss Chantel,
Awesome.
2010 is the year that I met Rick Reese in Las Vegas.
Wow. Wow.
Man,
Awesome.
what? Hey, Jen, we need to put that in the book, man, because that was classic. And of course, we say this is not a spiritual call, but that was classic God maneuvering in how we even met in that whole crowd of people, and how he just maneuvered us to the stage, to that side of the stage, to have that conversation. And see, we think we're doing something when we're actually part of a bigger plan. And you said it, Chantel, when you feel that fear, you've been chosen to take a step up. And you have a choice to give into the fear and stay in the same place, or to charge the fear and realize it wasn't even real. It moves when you move. And that's what I had to do. And like you said, Chantel, yes, all the leaders we're all regular people. You are no different than Scott Tomer, Chris Coakley, any of the directors. We're all the same. The biggest mistake is a person believing that somebody has something on them when nobody has anything on you, and what you have been specifically designed and trained for all of your life, which is a totally unique experience than anybody else. I mean, you've been uniquely designed for such a time as now. You can't look around, you always look within and say, okay, it's my time. And the people you see who succeed are the ones that say, yes, it's my time. I've been prepared for this time. Now, whether that's the affirmations or whatever you got to do to motivate yourself, to believe that it's you, the biggest part of this business is overcoming that voice that tells us stay in place. And we say that all the time. Overcoming that voice is only internal. Think about it. Nobody external can tell you anything. And typically they don't even tell you anything. The only thing that you hear is the voice that comes from within. And when you can overcome that voice and talk that voice down and say, get out, it's my time, that's when you start moving forward. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow. You know, our conversations on Thursdays are always awesome. And even for Jackie to recognize in herself the fear that stops her from doing different things, that's powerful, because she's not alone. That's what a lot of people, and even for Rick to say, okay, well, I better do something. And it's still the same. It hasn't changed. It's all about activity.
Hey, Brenda.
It's still a numbers game. Yes.
I gotta say this, you just triggered it. So when that voice came, right, that says, you better sit down and shut up. I'm like, okay, no, I got to challenge. See, we always win. Brenda and I always win because we always challenge the voice and overcome it. We use that voice to know that it's our time to move and something is waiting for us on the other side. When you see us always getting whatever prize is on the table, that is what makes that happen. Anytime we have that feeling, we know that there's something on the other side and we want to see what's on the other side. That's what keeps us driving. That's why we always win. You know, every contest, we're always in the mix because we're flexible to do whatever it is. And the timing of being flexible, you will always win. When that fear comes, know that a prize is waiting on the other side of that fear. It's coming to stop you in your tracks. And in life, not even this business, if you can use the showing up of the fear is the indication that you have a prize on the other side that's waiting for you when you overcome the fear. And when you can continually, as a habit, Brenda talks about James Clear, as a habit, when the fear comes, oh, there's a prize on the other side. Oh, I got to see what that is. It's like Christmas and a present, right? I got to see what that is. And no matter what it takes, listen within and do what it tells you to do from within, and you'll overcome the fear. And you'll find out that the fear, like Chantel says, false evidence appearing real. It ain't even real. And as soon as in your mind you say, I'm going to see what this is, the fear begins to dissipate and move. And see, you become a mover of fear in your own life. And when you do that, now you're a leader because you can tell other people how to get fear and to get past fear. Back to you, Brenda.
And you know, another thing too, remember that it still has not changed. It's all an income producing. Ooh, a package came. I love Amazon Prime. Anyway, so it's you still have to remember.
I lost
my spot when the bell rang. I saw Amazon Prime, man. Let me see. You always you always have to remember that you can do this. Nothing has changed. It's all a numbers game. That all Chris Coakley did a couple weeks ago was remind us that it's still the same. It's a numbers game. It's about exposure. All he did was nudge just a little bit for us to remember it's still a numbers game. It's all about exposure. So do however many names a day you feel comfortable doing. But this little process, and Rick waited, he waited to see how this process was going to work before he shared it with the team. And I remember years ago, we did this with business cards. We were telling people, you know, go out and get business cards. Everybody is posting their business cards and send them through their email, through text, if their phone number was on their business card, send them a little note similar to what Rick is saying. And that hasn't changed. You know, we had stacks and stacks of business cards that we have had over the years. And once you sent out however many of those, you shredded it and kept moving. That's how we got rid of the business cards. That was just one way we did to expose our business. So things have not changed. So remember, expose your business. It's still a numbers game. If you're not exposing your business to new people, how are you going to grow? Because we know family members, they're traveling and they know what you're doing and they're not booking on your site. So you know it's not going to be them. And like we have said in the past, that our business will grow the people we don't even know yet. We haven't even met the people that are going to come into our business, and we're all going to explode together. So remember that when you're reaching out to the different people that's in your Facebook following or in your Instagram following, or if you're clever with TikTok and you just go and hashtag, I believe in hashtag everything, and go there and look at travel and reach out to the people there that travel, nothing is going to happen. It is okay. They will either not respond or respond. And so feel free to do that. They're all looking for something. And this is a vehicle, I'm telling you, if you guys know this, our Third 365 business can change people's lives. Anybody else want to share before we jump off? Well, remember tonight
I think that was really good that during the pandemic, you guys had us, you told us and encouraged us to study more and do the webinars and do the classes, which is coming in handy now, because now that travel's picking up, if we can go back and refer to that. So, and even now it's right. Good to study things. So just appreciate that and what Jackie said, and also just adding that sometimes distractions can also be a problem along with the fear. But just thank you for all your tidbits and everything, and everybody have a good one.
All right.
So, and
Thank you
that's
so
one of
much,
the things,
Adrian.
let me say, Adrian, that is so true.
I'd
So,
like to share before we get off.
Go ahead. Who's that?
Hello.
Someone said they wanted to share.
Well,
Deborah.
Yes, go ahead, honey.
I just like to share
Hey,
what I got
Deborah.
out of this. That's me, Deborah. Hi. I'd like just to share what I got out of this today that really, really, really helped me besides all the other tips. But when you're talking about a fear that immediately comes, tells you can't do it, and then I started thinking, you know what? A robber, a thief does not rob from nobody that has nothing. A bag lady, he's not going to attack the bag lady. So you either got something that he is after. So when I think it was Rick was talking about that, I think, yeah, that is so true. But you have to immediately take that thought captivity. You have to tie it up, bind it up, and cast it out, and then apply a Zoe principle on it, a God kind of principle on it to give it power and strength. And that power and strength comes from me doing it. So I've been doing those little steps, but that just kind of confirmed that what was going through my mind. But just doing little things. So I've been accumulating my notes, but I've been accumulating some inches. Like one lady I talked to, she said, I am so super busy right now. I can't do that right now. She said, but can I send people to you?
Wow.
And I didn't kind of know how to respond to that, but I said, sure, why not? I'll get you some information. So I'm slowly doing things. Thank you guys for all your tips and all your help. Thank you.
So Deborah, you can send her that top video, the 2 minute, I think 2 minutes and 37-second video on the top program, the travel owner package, and just let her know, here's what I'm doing, and so that you'll know, and you can forward it to anyone you like, or however you want to say that. But that way she'll know just in the 2 minute, 37-second what that top program is, and so people can save money. And so, but yeah, that's awesome, Deborah. That you need to write down what you just said.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
I mean, you need to, like in your composition notebook, you need to write down what you just said.
Okay.
That's some power. See, this is life lessons for even not just us, but for other people. Because other people need to know the things that we grow through. The reason we've been chosen to grow through them is to teach and to share what we learn real time. So that if somebody, the Lord told me one time, he says, Rick, I'm going to entrust my people. I'm going to entrust the experiences that you go through and learn principles so that I can send the people who have the questions. You know what I mean? And so he entrusts me to go through experiences so that he can then send me the people with the questions. And I'll know the answers because I've actually gone and grown through it. And that has become my life experience, to be entrusted with experiences for the people that are then coming along my path that have the questions on the things that I went through, and I can share it from my heart. Here's what happened with me. And so that's an awesome responsibility that everybody on this call has, because you said yes way back when to something that only you know. I was going to say, Adrian, distractions and the fear are part of the toolkit in the same bag. And so whether it's fear that comes or distractions that come, or any of those other things that are in that same bag of the tricks of the robber, like Debbie was saying, know that your prize is on the other side of distraction. Your prize is on the other side of fear. Your prize is on the other side of isolation. Your prize, whatever that thing that's in that toolkit of the enemy, your prize waits for you on the other side as you overcome it. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that was good. Your prize, and you definitely, I love surprises. I love gifts. I love when the doorbell rings. So you want to definitely make sure that you open that door and you see what your prize is. I'm excited. This is always a great call. Anybody else want to share? Wow. So I'm putting that challenge out to everybody out there. Get your names in order, start doing that process, and watch how those cold markets, those little simple messaging to people turn into warm market, because everybody out there has warm market. And then you could tell them, all I did was send out 5, and all I did was send out this, and this is what I said, and you should do that. And then we can call your friends and da. That's how the process works. It has not changed. It's still a numbers game. We want to make sure that we're just